Best of Indoor. Hey Siri, I need directions to Endor.
First, you gotta do the drum shuffle. Come on! Do it!
Hello.
Oh, hey.
Hi.
Hey.
Welcome home.
Oh, thanks, honey.
How was it?
It was amazing.
I'm so glad. You left your phone at home.
Yeah, I actually didn't need it.
What's up, Superhumans? BT here. What did you guys think of the intro video? Did you like it? As some of you may know, I did like a 4,010 mile road trip a few weeks ago. It was absolutely incredible, but a ridiculous amount of time spent in a car and driving all up and down the Pacific Northwest. It was amazing. So what you ended up seeing, that little 3-minute intro, is like a quarter of what I actually had. So if you look here on the timeline, this is what you saw. And now if I click here, this is what I cut. So it was like almost 4 terabytes worth of footage, and just chop that way down. This is not going to be a traditional review where I go over specs and my experience. Why? Frankly, I don't see me adding any value in doing that. And I say that because, man, you can throw a rock and hit an Apple Watch Ultra review right now. There are thousands of them. I don't think I'm going to tell you anything different than you might not already know. Like, how big is the Apple Watch Ultra? How bright is the Apple Watch Ultra? What do they make the Apple Watch Ultra out of? How good is the battery life, etc. I think all of that stuff has just been drilled into your brain. You probably know it by now. And I think I would be a dick if I made you sit through a 10-minute long video that would literally take me 20 seconds to make. Instead, I'm gonna share with you something I don't see any of the reviewers talking about, and that's the true power of the Apple Watch Ultra. And I'm going to tell you right now, it's not something you're going to find on paper. It's not a spec. It's a feeling. How do I put this? As a 40-year-old man, 41 to be exact, it's honestly embarrassing to say this, but I am addicted to my phone. Seriously. I think my average daily use of my iPhone is a little over 7 hours. It's honestly kind of disgusting and embarrassing. I normally wouldn't think being addicted to a piece of tech is that gross, especially because I could be addicted to so much worse, like drugs or alcohol. But because it seems to be ruining nearly every aspect of my life, I would call it an addiction, and a harmful one at that. They say comparison is the thief of joy, and social media is that. Like 99% of social media is literally comparison. It's how do you stack up against everybody else? And if I'm being honest, for me, I feel like I don't stack up very well when I'm on social media. Then there's also the hours of mindless doom scrolling throughout the day and before I go to bed. And then I feel like a worthless turd because I had this day where I could have been productive. Instead, I spent it scrolling on a phone, looking at dumb things. This is not something that's just recently come into light. I've known about this for years, and for the last few years, I've actually been trying to figure out ways to break this addiction. I watched like a Matt Diavella video, and that inspired me to buy the Lite phone because it would get rid of the ease of getting onto social media and replace it with a phone that didn't even have it. I have not opened it and then retaped it to make it look like this. I've had this phone for a year. It's literally still in the box. I am 41. I have a job. I have a family. I have a kid. I have to be connected. I can't just turn into a digital nomad, get in a Sprinter van, and tour the country. For the rest of my life. It sounds amazing, but I can't do that. So I need connection, but I need the right kind of connection. And that's where the Apple Watch Ultra comes in. It gives me all of the connections I need and none of the connections that I don't want. There's no social media on this thing, right? The idea of scrolling on Instagram on such a tiny screen gives me anxiety. It offers me no joy whatsoever. And so there's been zero incentive to actually put it on the watch. But I can still send texts, make calls, etc., because this thing has cellular. Also, I can't tell you how liberating it is to have all of your credit cards on a watch. So you don't have to pull out a phone, you don't have to pull out a wallet, you can tap to pay off your watch. It's amazing. I literally paid for everything off the Apple Watch Ultra. Gas stations, even when I was out in the sticks, all of my snacks, even the fancy ass hotel that I stayed in San Francisco, tap to pay. I use the watch for directions and trail updates, and even though most of the trails are super obvious, having backtrack and the compass and the new downloadable maps actually helped me avoid one sticky situation.
I mean, you see how dense this place is? You could definitely get lost in here.
Not to mention, I was in pretty rough terrain, especially on the coast when I was in Big Sur, and I took a pretty gnarly tumble, whacked the shiz out of the watch. I've had this for over a year. I will add some B-roll. It does not have a scuff on it. It looks brand spanking new, except for this one tiny ding at the top of the watch. That's it. Freaking amazing build quality. And unlike the regular Apple Watches, the battery lasts long enough that you no longer have to worry about what you're doing during the day. So all of the calls, texts, directions, payments, etc., you can do that all day long, listen to music while you work out on your workout app and track all of the workout data. You can come home, you can keep it on while you sleep so you can get all of that super important health information. Then when you wake up, you're still gonna have like 30 or 40%. Take 10 minutes and charge it to full, you're solid. So it's one reason why I stopped using the regular Apple Watch is because I had such battery anxiety and I hated the idea of taking it off for sleep. I wanted those metrics. Now I don't have to do that. I will say that the Apple Watch Ultra is not literal. Like if you are an ultra endurance athlete, this is not the watch for you. The battery's not gonna last. Like if you're doing an Ironman and that's gonna take you 7, 8, 9 hours and you wanna track the whole thing, you're better off with a different watch. It'll probably die before that. This is the true power of the Apple Watch Ultra. As I mentioned before, it's freedom. It's this feeling of freedom, being untethered and disconnected in all of the best ways from your phone. This is an amazing piece of technology, but at the same time, it's such an awful energy suck. And so when you can leave this at home without worrying, go on a vacation and just use this and still feel like you're disconnected, but getting the things that are actually important to you, it's such an awesome feeling. And if you have the means, if you're able to afford it, I highly recommend trying it. I don't think you'll go back. I'm hooked now. Now that I have this and I can leave my phone at home, I'm hooked. There are some quirks, but they always seem to be so minor, and those quirks certainly do not outweigh the positives. Anything else? No, I don't think so. I hope you enjoyed the video. Certainly not the video I intended to make, but I enjoyed making it. I hope you did too. If you have any questions at all, please let me know down in the comments below, because I'm actually pretty good about answering every single one of them. Please do me a huge favor and hit the like button and subscribe. It goes a long way with me and the YouTube algorithm. Plus, if you subscribe, you'll be the first to know about the next video, which is my top 5 favorite health and fitness apps for the Apple Watch Ultra. All right, there you go. That's it. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.